Hi, I'm Moxie McCandless from SPU Rowing.
Moxie, you started the 2021-22 season today at the American Lake Fall Classic. How did you feel about today's racing?
Today went really well. We were really excited to get back out there and kick off with a good first race. And we had not as windy conditions, which was really nice, and we had a really fun time.
That was good. Really unique racing today. In the fall, they do what they call head races, where it's not lined up side by side, Olympic style, rowing against teams. It's single file. It's more of a time trial. First, describe what happens. Puts a lot more on a coxswain when you don't just have to worry about steering straight. Describe how this coxing is different in this Olympic style.
In head racing, there are more. It's not a straight course, and so we have to utilize our steering and make sure we have good points, as well as not making sure that we're not hitting other boats, and utilizing the power from the starboards or ports, depending on which side of the boat they're on, to either increase or decrease the pressure to help steer the boat. And it's really fun. It's nerve-wracking at times, but in all, it's really fun.
Very nerve-wracking. It adds another wrinkle that you're allowed to pass.
Yes.
Which is something certainly doesn't come in a 2,000-meter course. How do you practice at all for that, or how do you go about technically passing another crew?
Well, we learn how to pass other crews in practice, but in a race, you really want to try to take the inside turns so that you're not creating more distance for yourself to row. So.
And to add even bigger wrinkle to things with the head racing. Instead of racing 2,000 meters, you're racing 5,000.
Yes.
3.1 miles. That is a lot for your rowers. How do they manage the increased workload?
We try to stay really calm and take it at a little bit of a lower rate to try to sustain for a longer amount of time. And this was definitely. It's a longer race. It's about 20 minutes long, which is a little bit longer than our normal 7 minutes or so.
Do the rowers in your shell, do they have like a safe word or something they can tell you, you're really pushing us too hard, how do they give you feedback on that?
So my stroke seat is giving me feedback, the one who sits right next to me, telling me about anything she notices in the set and the feel of the boat. And then I can also see on our splits and see how fast, if we're not pulling as hard as not, and if it feels chaotic, we can back off in the rate.
Great. Well, SPU is a Division II crew. You finished second in that race. Division I Portland was ahead. How do you feel about that placing, that result?
We feel really good about it. It was unexpected. I don't think we had very high expectations or even any expectations going into this race, and so it was nice to be able to come off the water and see that we placed well.
You also had an entry in the four-oared race, and that group finished third. These crews will have a chance in a couple weeks to row again and take whatever you learned today and bring that to practice at the head of the lake over at the University of Washington. What do you think you will have learned from this that you can bring into the next race?
We are all just really excited to do another race, and it's a really fun course, head of the lake, and a lot of good areas to spectate and see the course. And so we're just going to work even harder over the next couple of weeks and really push ourselves.
Great. Well, lastly, let's just talk a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from New Mexico,
okay.
And up here in Seattle.
Yep, and in Albuquerque, correct?
Albuquerque,
yes.
Yes.
Why did you decide to come to Seattle Pacific from Albuquerque?
I really love the weather up here. It's a little bit cooler, and I absolutely love the campus, and it's so beautiful. In the spring and in the fall. Winter's a little cold. It's a little bit colder than I'm used to, but in all, I'm really happy being up here. Yeah.
Did you have any prior experience with rowing before coming to Seattle Pacific?
No.
How did you end up on this team?
I wanted to play a sport in college, and I reached out to some of the coaches and learned about coxing, and spent a little bit of time before coming to SPU learning some of the basics, and then hopped on here.
For someone who's going to be in your shoes in the future coming to SPU wants cox, what is the most difficult, I guess in the learning curve, most difficult thing to pick up in there?
I would say definitely steering. It's even so, like, everyone is still constantly practicing their steering and, you know, looking looking for points, but it's fun. It's really a fun position to be in.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, when you're not steering the boat and calling on the rowers, you're in class. Well, tell us what you're majoring in.
So I'm a nutrition major, and I'm also part of the honors program.
Excellent. And what do you see yourself doing after college?
I would really like to go to med school and hopefully go in the surgery route. I think nutrition is a really important aspect that's not really covered a whole lot, and so I hope I can implement it into my future studies.
Excellent. Well, Moxie, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on Good Day of Racing.
Thank you so much.